downstairs in the stadium, don't they?
Yeah, it's
Like
it's
around. Talk about what having this facility, this whole campus means to Inglewood.
Well, it's hard to take it in a vacuum. Let's just talk about where City of Inglewood came from. I spent 19 years in the City of Inglewood from 72 to 91 as an Inglewood policeman. And we were home of the three-peat Showtime, Championship Lakers, the Kings, 43,000 people a day, 6 days a week on the average at Hollywood Racetrack, concerts at the Forum, the Airport Park Hotel, we had the Sizzler and the Big Donut. I left in 91 to become police chief in Santa Monica, and later ran counterterrorism and public safety for the World Airport System, came back as the mayor in 2011, and all that was left was the Sizzler and the Big Donut. Okay? We reopened the Forum, entered negotiations with the Rams and the NFL, ended up with the Rams, the Chargers. Not even a year later, the Clippers agreed to try and work out a deal to open up a state-of-the-art NBA arena. And so all these were concepts. Let's talk about what happened when it became manifest reality. When this SoFi stadium was completed and this theater was completed, it was the first concrete manifestation of what would be the new Inglewood. Because YouTube is a sponsor, there are opportunities for our youth that are just off the charts. The first event that was held here was a graduation for the 3 high schools about a month and a half ago. The parents and the children were thrilled because basically it says future is different than it once was in Inglewood. Our unemployment rate in the city dropped from 17.5% when I came here down to 4.7% pre-pandemic, one of the lowest unemployment rates for a minority-majority city in the United States of America. We have the LA Philharmonic Youth Orchestra will open up their building in October here. They're going to mentor 300 students by the most famous orchestra musicians in the world, and 160 of them are committed to be Inglewood students. So with this facility now, we can have things like the Emmys and other special events that, quite frankly, within 5 years, I would imagine that Inglewood will be the sports entertainment capital of the Western United States.
Mr. Mayor, when you look at, you were here, you were instrumental obviously from the groundbreaking ceremony here on this property to everything coming to fruition right now. What does it mean to you directly, just seeing all of these plans? Obviously you had dozens of meetings, but now you're seeing it come to fruition. What does it mean for you, and what do you feel like it means just for the residents in Inglewood as far as seeing something so magnificent being brought up from the ground up?
So first of all, let's talk about what it means to the residents. To the residents who came from a period of time when people would ask you where you lived, and if you lived in Inglewood, you say, I live next door to Westchester. I live 1.5 miles from LA International Airport. I live just south of Culver City. To now saying, I live in Inglewood, California, and then everybody starts talking and you become the center of attention. So that's community pride. I already told you about the impact it's had on the employment situation in the city. People have worked on these projects, making union scale prevailing wages. We have a hard to hire program in all of our development agreements, along with a 35% local hire goal. So now you have people, we had at least 100 convicted felons that worked on this project in general, making between $60 and $90 an hour for the iron workers and the electrical trades. They got skills that will carry them on beyond these projects, okay? So, I mean, that's what it means to the community. Pride, jobs, a new beginning. What it means to me was an opportunity to participate in history. Very seldom do people get a chance to participate in history. I've worked for the city of Inglewood, city of Santa Monica, the city of Los Angeles, running counterterrorism for the airport, and now the city of Inglewood again. Save the best for last. And once in future, City of Champions has risen once again.
Does that job agreement, does that carry, I know about
Development agreement.
the development agreement, does that carry on now that the process has been developed? I know there's still the hotel and apartments to be completed.
We attempt in all of our development agreements to put in a 35% local hire goal. We expect and we anticipate that the same social consciousness will exist when the permanent jobs are let, and that has been the case here with the stadium. They actively reach out and hold job fairs actively here within the community, and we've had great community participation in the jobs that have begun here.
Going back to what you said about that pride, talk a little bit about how the kind of narrative around Inglewood has changed over the years.
Okay, well, so the crime rate in Inglewood has dropped precipitously. It's the lowest it's been since we started recording crime, and that's been 9 consecutive years. Inglewood used to be known for poverty, gangs, violence. There was a phrase that stuck with us, Inglewood always up to no good. All of those negative brands have been eradicated because the functional reality is that we are one of the top cities when it comes to improving our roads, our sidewalks, our infrastructure. We used to be able to trim trees every 20 years, whether you need it or not. Now we trim trees every 6 years. The things that people don't think about in Beverly Hills and Manhattan Beach and they expect, we have all those things here. So Inglewood's brand now is smart, fiscally responsible. We have great opportunities for our children. We're very thrilled with YouTube coming here because there are so many things that they can teach our youth. We have the 1500 Sound Academy on the western border of the city. It was sponsored by entertainment people like Kendrick Lamar to teach children how to get into the music industry. So we have a burgeoning artist community. It's now larger than that of Santa Monica. So we have a rich tapestry of culture and opportunity for both adults and children in our city, never before seen.
Mayor, can you talk about 1500 Nothing Sound Academy, but you also have Snoop's Compound and things like that.
I can never forget Snoop, who's across the street from 1500 Sound Academy, and Snoop has been my partner and the city's partner in so many events and doing so many things for our youth. It's hard to mention everybody. Most people don't know the Girl Scouts of Greater Los Angeles, their headquarters, they're 35,000 strong, was in Marina Del Rey. In 2018, they bought a building for $4 million, not a quarter mile from City Hall, and now their headquarters is in Inglewood. The LA Philharmonic Youth Orchestra building is not 50 yards from City Hall. And so we're really weaving together a great mosaic of opportunity, culture, and arts here in the city.
Can you express just kind of what you felt when you saw all of this come to be?
Well, I was here when they demoed the old racetrack, when they dug the hole so that this would be sunken facility, and I saw the renderings and imagined what it could be. That has it isn't even close to what the manifest reality is. This is beautiful. And honestly, I don't believe I'm exaggerating saying that the SoFi complex it will be known as one of the 8th wonders of the world. Well, the 8th wonder of the world.
Is that all at our cheat?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
And watch your step.
Well, this is going to be the next jokey hitter, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what we're hoping for. And then we have our managing director, Jason Gannon, available.
How are you all?
Very good. How are you, sir?
Good. What do you guys think?
Beautiful.
No hard hat today, huh, Jason?
There's no hard hat.
No need for that.
You know, a lot of hard hats over the last 4 or 5 years.
Let's just get the first and last name real quick and the title.
Jason Gannon, Jason Gannon, Managing Director, SoFi Stadium, YouTube Theater, and Hollywood Park.
Just tell us what kind of sets this theater apart from anything else.
You know, the intimacy of the building itself, I think, is really striking whenever you walk into the seating bowl. I think you look, I mean, the furthest seat away from the stage is 164 feet. So the building itself is a very intimate building. I think it'll be very noticeable whenever people get inside the building, fans get inside the building. And also the sound quality. It'll be very exciting for those to come in and be able to experience really state-of-the-art sound technology.
Did you guys hire a particular type of, sound person to make sure like the acoustics and the sound is level and right where people can enjoy and have that experience when they walk away?
Yeah, it was really important for us, obviously a partner with Live Nation, the industry experts in terms of these types of venues, and working with them in collaboration in terms of like the latest and greatest technology, both in terms of the visual technologies that we did in partnership with YouTube, but also the audio quality. Is it okay if I remove my?
Yeah, sure.
What is one of the secret features of this particular venue that you kind of really enjoy?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it's the intimacy. I think people, I know I enjoy whenever you get in a venue like this, 3,000 to 6,000 seats, sound quality, and then you look at the premium spaces. I mean, the ability to have premium experiences here in a 6,000 seat venue is really important for us, and to be able to deliver that in the marketplace.
And that club that's kind of right smack dab in the center of everything.
Yeah, I mean, the club's beautiful. I mean, obviously, to be able to do something like that right in the middle, a very premium location, a very social location, and I think that it really stands out in terms of YouTube Theater, and really allows itself to distinguish itself in the marketplace.
Because you're not going to miss anything. If you're in there, you can still be watching a show.
That's right. I mean, obviously, the size of the club back there is it's a nice size, very high end, and obviously the line of sight into the stage is important as well. And then we have 6 theater boxes that'll are really enjoyable spaces as well with great line of sight.
When you look at this structure, obviously the mayor was talking about you can host indies here, obviously concerts and things of that nature. And when you look at the Microsoft Theater that they've been able to house, was that something in you guys' mind as far as when you were constructing this type of building to be able to house events like that and have, like you said, the sound and the acoustics and things like that?
But I mean, certainly, 6,000 seats, we thought was really complimentary, both in terms of the region, but also here locally in Inglewood. We thought it was important to have this flexibility in space and size to do events like award shows, esports, community events, concerts, comedy shows, which I think you'll see in our lineup that we have that has been announced is a little bit of everything here at YouTube Theater. And that was really important in terms of flexibility. Obviously, SoFi Stadium right next door, having those larger events throughout the year on an occasion, but also to be able to program YouTube Theater throughout the week was really important for us in terms of bringing people here locally to Hollywood Park and Inglewood throughout the year.
How great is it to have like the Super Bowl events here as well? Like just to have, with the Super Bowl being you guys having this structure completed.
Yeah, I mean, I think, listen, this goes to Stan Kroenke's vision to build this global sports entertainment destination. And 300 acres Hollywood Park, it actually gives the opportunity to do some unique things like building a YouTube theater here, having 25 acres of park space, the retail, the residential, the NFL relocating the West Coast headquarters here to Hollywood Park. I mean, this place it's an incredible 300 acres with a lot of unique opportunities within it, including YouTube Theater. And to be able to program this in conjunction with the Super Bowl, the college football playoffs, the Olympics in 2028 is very unique to Hollywood Park.
Is there? Go ahead, Claire.
I know you mentioned the community events, and Mr. Mayor, he already talked about the graduations that happened. Can you tell me about what this is going to add to the community of Inglewood?
And it's a great question. Whenever we sat down several years ago with the community to talk about Hollywood Park, Hollywood Park for decades was a really important part of the community in terms of the racetrack and generally the forum just adjacent to it, in terms of people in the community coming throughout the week And it was important for us to really embrace that and bring that forward in a land use perspective here at Hollywood Park. So whenever we think about the events like a graduation or other sorts of farmers market and community events that would happen here at Hollywood Park, and the amount of park space, over 25 acres of parks, that was really important to us, right? Obviously, having a regional or a global presence in some components, the stadium, the YouTube theater, but also having a local impact for those in the community to come throughout the year and experience was really important to us.
As far as planning goes, are you guys looking forward to having dual events or multiple events on the campus, like using SoFi at one event and having a concert shortly thereafter or before? Or not? I wouldn't think you'd have them simultaneously, but have you looked that far into it? I'm sure you thought about it.
Yeah, we certainly have. I mean, you look at coming up the NFL season, the teams will have an opportunity to program this space, YouTube Theater, in conjunction with their game day activities. So that would be really unique. I think it just really creates more opportunities for the teams to activate and really create great fan experiences for their fan bases. Then you get into other types of events that is programmed perhaps in conjunction with, but not necessarily like a fan event for a Charger. We want to make sure that we can do concerts kind of as well that would be complementary throughout the day, maybe not necessarily overlapping, but making sure that we space things out and be able to have those on the same day. Certainly in our thought process, whenever we program, we're very thoughtful of, and again, trying to get a lot of use out of all the venues here at Hollywood Park.
And I was understanding that a unique component of this, with the partnership with YouTube, is the ability to have a live concert here, but also have it streaming live on YouTube.
That's right. I mean, obviously technology was really important for us. I mean, you think about our partnership with YouTube, technology, entertainment, creativity, really all of Hollywood Park. And from a partnership perspective, they have the same values and could be a more ideal partner in that regard. But what they're able to do in terms of their community and to be able to stream events that happen here at YouTube throughout the world was really exciting for us on the YouTube platform. And certainly those opportunities exist.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
It really is beautiful. Okay, so yeah, it's almost like a backstage kind of thing for them. Yeah. It's gonna have
curiosity, change, and diversity. And discovery.
One is to continue to bring the best of YouTube to the theater and the best of the theater to the YouTube community, to create creator and fan events, as well as continue to show up in the community of LA and Inglewood, as well as the rest of the world.
I mean, how big of a deal? How big of a deal for the YouTubers, right? The influencers, to be able to have now this opportunity and this space to bring their stuff into the real world.
Yeah, we're very excited about the opportunity for creators to bridge the digital and physical through an IRL experience where they can meet with their fans, create an experience here, but also then bring that experience back to YouTube, whether that's a live stream or through VOD.
you guys want me to ring to the top just because our
Because the alarm's going off? Sure, of course. Yeah, I heard that. We'll pretend it's all new.
Hi, welcome. I'm Angela Corton, Vice President of Brand Marketing at YouTube. Welcome, how about this? Thank you for joining us here at the YouTube Theater, where it really presents a unique business opportunity for us to bridge the digital and physical worlds to create truly global events. Our goal is to have live entertainment here, from comedy to concerts, esports competitions, community events, corporate events, conventions, as well as creator and fan events. So our goal is truly threefold. One, to bring the best of YouTube to the world here and the best of what's happening here to the world of YouTube, to create creator and fan events where we can join them in IRL, and then finally to continue to show up in the community of Los Angeles and Inglewood, as well as the rest of the world. So I hope you enjoyed the tour. As you can see, it is a fantastic theater, and I'm here to take any questions you might have.
I love how you mentioned the community events. I love doing Inglewood community journalism. What is YouTube Theater going to add to the Inglewood community?
Yeah, well, I actually met with the mayor this morning, as I'm sure he shared with you. They're doing an incredible job in bringing more cultural events and establishments here to Inglewood. So our goal is to have a space where they can do that, as well as partner with the mayor on what we can do to bring the best of Google and YouTube in partnership with the community to help some of the younger Gen Z, younger audiences participate, whether that's creating content or whether that's the tech side of content. But it's a really great opportunity. We're super excited about that.
Can you kind of give us your feeling of when you first got the chance to see the finished space here?
Thank you for asking, because it's been a process. We did this partnership, there was nothing here. And so we conceived what the space could be together and collaborated on how to bring both the innovation and the technology, as well as the creative canvases that exist all around this theater. So the first time I walked on, there was a lot of construction, and quite frankly, it was post, like, we were in the middle of COVID. And I was like, when will the world get to experience this? But I was so pleased with the way in which each piece of this was conceived. I'm sure you can see even the chandelier or the digital canvas that you see here, the ability to have dynamic expressions of creativity was really something I was most excited to see. But now, today, when it's all coming to life, I stepped on the stage a week ago and I couldn't believe it. It was pretty spectacular.
What are you hoping guests take away from their visit here at YouTube Theater?
One is I hope that they see Inglewood as a thriving entertainment sort of mecca, that we can bring talent, sport and entertainment and creator talent to Inglewood. And also that they can take this experience and have something that is unique to the experience itself, but if they want to relive that or those moments, they can find them on YouTube.
Can you speak to the little YouTube?
Yeah, the YouTube icon, the
icon,
famous YouTube icon.
uh-huh.
So what you'll see is we really try to conceive the fact that every piece of this could be a canvas to showcase our creator community. So out there, you're going to be able to see different types of creators. You'll notice even the ads that you're seeing around the Hollywood Park today focus on our Black Voices Fund. And so we're showcasing creators that you may never have heard about, but we think you should know more of. So we'll use this type of space to actually program what's happening in the theater so that those things can interact. And if you'll notice, there's a camera here and you'll be able to stand right here and interact with the screen itself. I know we've got images and sort of video for you in the press kit as well.
How often will this be changing? You said it'll be changing kind of with the performance or with whatever performances is on that day, evening?
Yeah, we have the ability to actually program this minute by minute. So
Oh, wow.
we have a whole program that there's someone around here who's very talented and has helped create for us. So we'll be able to program this exactly to what's happening either over there, in there, or in here. So it really does give us the most dynamic canvas possible to ensure that we're connecting the digital and physical worlds.
Can you talk a little more about your Black Voices Fund that you mentioned?
Absolutely, very proud to talk about that. So obviously when the world was sort of in tumult and we were, how do we have the right expression from YouTube in terms of commenting on what's happening? The best voices to do that were the Black voices on our platform, to share those experiences, to share the joy of the Black community as well as sort of some of the anguish and, obviously some of the things that they've been fighting against for a long time. So we work with a pool of creators on an ongoing basis. We have like a cohort, and they then get to partner with us to talk about how to increase reach. We work with them on marketing to ensure that those voices extend beyond wherever that might be. We've done our YouTube originals and created shows like Black In that shows the Black experience all around the world, what is unique to Detroit or what might be interesting around the world. So that's what we've been doing. We program originals. We also do a really, I think, important job of showcasing and amplifying those voices. If you get a chance, they're actually on all the screens today around the park.
And the other component, I was talking to Mr. Gannon about the idea of you have a live show going on here, and it can be potentially broadcast out
That's
on
right.
YouTube as
Yeah.
well.
So the live stream element is obviously something we're really proud of because we want to showcase, obviously, Los Angeles and Inglewood as a place and a destination for entertainment, but we want anyone around the world to be able to share in that experience. So the ability to live stream this performance or pieces of the performance, even maybe the red carpet or the behind the stage experience, to fans, to new fans and existing fans around the world.
Can you talk about like the range that YouTube Theater is gonna have? Like there's gonna be big events, but also community events.
Yeah.
There's gonna, you know, so
I think it's important, just like YouTube, where you've got creators that have followings of 15 and 15 million. And I think that sort of the ability to showcase all the different types of entertainment and live events is important for us. We know they're going to be creator events, so partnering with our creator community to think and conceive what innovation we can bring to the event space. You may follow a famous creator on YouTube. What can we do in the IRL space? You know, there are very few opportunities for fans to actually connect with our creator community. We think this is the beginning of that conversation in the real space.
So my question might overlap, but what is the goal to have interactive space for YouTube creators?
Yeah, I mean, the goal is obviously to just continue to extend and broaden the ability to make a living as a creator. You know, the creative economy is something YouTube helped develop in partnership with our creators so that you can make a living connecting with fans or, you know, just sharing your voice with the world. This is an extension of that to be able to bring ticketed events or non-ticketed events, but the ability for fans to actually interact with creators.
So there are multiple social media platforms right now, and having YouTube Theater here is one of the reasons to attract creators to YouTube's platform as well.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think YouTube has always been the platform that allowed self-expression to connect the world, to make the world feel smaller, right? We always say it's about building community. I love that there's other platforms that enable creators to do that, but we feel that we continue to innovate in ways that creators can, again, make a living being a creator, connect with fans, and sharing that voice, that creativity, that what is the next big idea that we can bring to life here.
Thank you.
Thank you. You guys have a great day. Thanks.